Well, we're in northern Utah. We're going to pick up a load in Logan, Utah, which is up close to the Idaho state line border. We're supposed to be getting a food product. I've already cleaned out the trailer. I already got me a shower. And I already ate my little din-din. It's 3 o'clock Mountain Time. It's a pretty good looking day. Got a little light wind going on, not nothing big. We're gonna try to get this load and shut it down. I want to pull out about 3 o'clock in the morning because we got to go south down through Salt Lake. I want to get on through all Salt Lake and the greater Salt Lake areas and avoid as much traffic as I can. And this load's going to be going down to California. Right now our tentative plans are to spend tomorrow night in Las Vegas near the strip. I mean, like real near the strip. I mean, like we're probably gonna get out and walk around and go get something to eat. So that's the plan. We'll see. Things have a funny way of changing. Normally I would stay in North Las Vegas because normally I need to get me a shower before I go into California. And but today I was able to get a shower, so had a little bit of time between my delivery yesterday. I got to my delivery yesterday in North Salt Lake about 1 o'clock. This load wasn't scheduled to pick up till 5 today. We're gonna get there a little bit early, see if we can get loaded, and then we'll go from there. Well, we're about 30 minutes out to our pickup. Hopefully, if all goes well, we'll get loaded. And then we'll decide if we're going to drive back down to North Salt Lake today or wait until mañana. We'll just have to see. See, they're getting ready for winter up here. It's October 1st.
50 miles. Take UT30 East Riverside.
October 1st, 2018. We're in Snowville, Utah. Oh, yeah, it's going a couple months. It's going to be brutal up here. It got down to about 53 last night. Of course, I was idling because when I went to sleep, it was in the 70s, 80s, 70s. And it didn't look like it was going to get down. It looked like it was going to get down to about 61, but that was going to be like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Man, I woke up cold. Had the AC still on. And it was only 53 degrees outside. Man. I actually had to turn the heat on this morning so I could get up and drink my coffee. Ain't nothing like drinking some good hot coffee on a cold morning, I tell you. Oh, our exit's coming up here, 385. Looks like this plant's gonna be back in the cut. Now, once we get off the exit, we got about 18 miles.
Take UT30 East Riverside and then turn right at 0.5 miles.
Yes, ma'am. Looks like we got about 18 miles to go down Highway 30 here.
In a quarter mile, take UT30 East Riverside and then turn right at 0.5 miles.
There go a B train. Oh. a good scene shot there. Off in the middle of a valley. Oh, I'm sure we're going to have to cross some of these mountains though. I've never been on this route.
Turn right on UT30.
Logan, that's where we're headed. Logan. Back in the cut. I noticed coming in yesterday into Utah, there was I seen the fall colors. Maybe we'll see some here in a few. There was some real pretty fall colors. Oh.
Continue on this road for 18 miles.
18 miles, what I tell you. See, I followed the written directions. The GPS was saying one thing. Their route was giving me another way. And then I went by the written directions. I always request written directions if they have them. Usually if they don't have them, that means you can get there by GPS. But I only use the GPS as a guide. That's it. I don't ever rely on it, and I don't depend on it. Because it'll get you in trouble. It'll have you going ways you don't want to go. See all the hay stacked up there on the left, under the roof? They're getting ready for winter. The animals going to be eating that in the winter time. Yeah, there's a lot of agriculture up here. Hay, wheat, barley. Livestock, corn. Four-way. See the Sinclair station there out west. You'll see Sinclair. You'll see Phillips 66. We used to have Phillips 66 down there in Tampa years ago. I don't know what happened. But you won't see one down there now. Oh. Yeah, hopefully everything goes good. Like I said, we got the trailer cleaned out. We got a brand new trailer. So there shouldn't be no possibility of rejecting the trailer. I'll tell you, you'll get out here to some of these customers, and if you got an old trailer, a certain year, like some places they won't take a trailer that's over 10 years old. It don't matter what kind of condition it is. If the manufacture date is more than 10 years, they won't even load you. If there's any holes in the trailer, they won't load you. A lot of places have, they'll have like a separate area where you back up to the dock, and they'll have garbage cans, brooms, dustpans, shovels, and then they'll clean, usually the driver's got to clean it out. But I have been to some places where they'll clean it out. But they'll usually get up in there and they'll walk in there.
Steep downgrade ahead.
And I seen one place, they had these big lights.
Right curve ahead.
They had these lights that they would, if you got there at nighttime, it was a 24-hour place. They had these big halogen lights that they would point into the trailer. And I've had several places I've been to, man. I mean, it sucks because if they reject your trailer, okay, you've already driven there. Okay, you've spent time to get there. Oh, there goes some good fall colors right there. Yeah, finally, I got something to show you. But, oh yeah, there's some nice fall colors there. They got some beautiful trees up here, I'll tell you what. Of course, in wintertime, most of them, except the evergreens, are going to lose their leaves.
Left curve ahead.
I'll tell you what, Utah does have some beautiful spots. you'll get out to a customer, and sometimes you might be a good little ways out, and they'll tell you, oh, you gotta go get that trailer washed out. Now, you've already swept it out. Keep that in mind. You've already swept it out. And now you get to a customer, which happened to me one time in Macon, Georgia. Of course, I think the guy was just being an asshole, but he was nitpicking on this little bit of insulation that was inside this track rail on the walls of the trailer. And the nearest washout was Jackson, Georgia, which was it's going to take you a good hour and a half to get there. Plus, you got to get in line to get it washed out. Then you got to go back to the customer. If you bitch and moan about it, you'll get paid for it. But if you don't say something, you will not get paid for it. I mean, you will be unspent several hours, man, for nothing, And you're out here trying to make money, man. You're out here sacrificing, and you're not wanting to waste time, And I understand, I understand that that they're not going to load that product in a dirty trailer. They got money tied up in that product, and it's going to their customer they're sending it to. I mean, I get it. But man, I tell you what, now there have been some times where, we have when we get our load information, it'll have in there, food grade trailer, make sure it's clean. So that's usually an indicator right there that, if it's in there. Sometimes it's not in there. What you got to do is anytime you get a job assignment and it's food or it's beer, anything like that, just go ahead and clean the trailer out. Just save yourself a lot of headache, a lot of time. I've been to Budweiser plants where you'll get there and they won't even let you. They'll look in the back of the trailer and they'll say, "Oh no, you got to clean that out." And then you say, "Okay." You go to get your broom and they'll say, "Oh no, you can't clean it out on the property." They'll make you leave. They'll make you leave the property. I mean, they will make you leave the property. You have to go somewhere where you can park for a few. I mean, I've had trailers that took me up to 30 minutes to clean them out. I mean, they were just that bad, So when they're that bad, and I know that I'm going somewhere to pick up some food, I'll just take and get a trailer wash out and submit my expenses, get my money back, because you're going to get filthy. You're going to get up there, you're going to get filthy. And if you're not going to get a shower that same day, believe me, you can have jeans on, long sleeve shirt. I usually put a dust mask on or something, man. You still feel like all around your neck. I mean, you'll wash your hands and you'll feel like, man, this is nasty. It gets on the bottom of your shoes. You come in the truck.
Speed warning.
Yes, ma'am. I'm only 5 over, Sally. But so you want to pay attention to what you're doing. You want to be smart, because look here, it ain't gonna hurt nobody but you. You're the driver. You're with that load. You're the one that's gonna have to do all that. So you gotta be smart. You gotta think. And normally, your usual customers, you already know what to do. If you've been to them before, you already know what to do. Like this load right here, this is a brokered load. So, our company, it's not one of our regular customers. This is like a fly-by-night customer. And what this does is this load will get me over to California to get me to one of our regular customers, which will take me back east. So they all the trucking companies, I'm sure at one point or another, they got to use a broker, so just so they can move you, get you back into their areas where they got their customers at, because that's what you want. If you're a trucking company, you want your own customers. You know, you want that predictability. You want that steady money. You know, you want that relationship. And you know, a lot of independent truckers get out here and they got their truck, they got their trailer, they got their own authority, you know, but they're going through a broker, you know, so they're getting screwed. They're getting you know, that broker's getting a percentage off the top just for giving you that load. Yeah, that's a pretty country back up in here. They're getting a percentage out of it. And you know, whenever there's a problem, you got to go back and go through that broker. And let me tell you something. Some of these broker loads,
Speed warning.
you will have problems. Like, my information told me to call the broker, right, to get dispatched. Even though my dispatch at my company already dispatched me, but they got a comment in there that says, call such and such number for dispatch. They give you a load number, pickup, and everything, right? So you call in. Now they tell me, and I just got off the phone with them here a little while ago. They tell me my pickup time is between 8 and 5 during the day. Okay, right now it's 3:30. My load information says pick up at 5 p.m. So we'll know what's really going on when we get over here. But this is the kind of stuff you're gonna deal with, you know. And you got so many people involved. You got dispatch. I got my dispatch involved. I got the broker company and their dispatchers involved. You got the CSR, customer service rep, and the load planner at my company involved. I mean, man, there's so many people involved. I mean, it gets aggravating sometimes, because you'll get 2 or 3 different stories, man. You'll be like, what the hell? I mean, be prepared for it. You know, if you're thinking about getting into trucking, be prepared that you're gonna come out here. You're gonna come out here, and you're gonna have bad days. Just be ready. It's not all cake and ice cream out here. It ain't everything don't go according to plan. You know, you'll have a plan, but man, let me tell you something. Your plan will get changed up, and it won't be no fault of yours. It'll be you going off information, you know, that you were given. And I just got a message come through. I wonder if that's my fleet manager. But you'll get all kind of misinformation, man, and you know, that's why you got to be proactive, and you got to do your research. You know, I googled the company, everything, got a view of it. You know, so we'll see when we get over here. Like I said, I've never been over here. We'll you know, like I said, man, if you're going to be out here, you're going to be out here away from home. You're going to be out here in the elements. You know, and as a solo driver, man, you ain't got nobody to lean on, man. It's you alone. You know, even if you work for a company, you're still like your own boss, because you still gotta plan logistics. You know, you got to plan logistics of how you're going to do things. You know, they give you a time frame, they give you the addresses, they give you the customers, and then it's up to you to do the rest. You know, you gotta make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're not sleeping in, you're not goofing off, you know, you're not breaking safety regulations, you know, making sure you're drinking plenty of water and all that good stuff. Yeah, see how you see a change right here. They still have, it's still been dry out here. They haven't been getting a lot of rain. I seen a sign. They still had fire danger. So, yeah, like I said, it's all you, man. You're out here by yourself. You're out in the middle of freaking nowhere. I mean, you see where we're at right now.
Right curve ahead.
ain't even no shoulder really. You get a flat tire, ain't no real shoulder here. You know. So, but you know, I take these loads coming out west because there's more driving time involved, less time screwing around with these shippers and receivers. You know, like I told my fleet manager, I go anywhere. I go all 48 states. I go major cities. I don't care, but I got to get paid. I'm not talking about just my rate. There's a certain amount I got to make every week, you know, or close to it, you know, and I'm talking take home, not gross. I don't count gross because I got too many deductions coming out. I count net. That's what I look at. All right, we're about 5 miles out. I count that net, you know. And like I said, if you're going to be out here, you know, away from home, away from family, not being able to get a shower every day, you're just not going to get a shower every day. I don't care what you say. You know, it's just not feasible. So I get one every other day, you know, which is pretty good. If you go longer than that, or at least I don't like going longer than that because I don't feel right. You know, you got all your job responsibilities, and then you got to take care of you. You know, you got to change your bed sheets, you got to do your laundry, you got to take a shower, you got to shave. You know, you gotta stop and have time to get groceries if you're gonna keep from buying everything out the truck stops and paying a fortune. You know, you wanna conserve a little bit. You wanna try to eat a little healthy. I mean, you can't be eating at these truck stops every day. Now, yesterday I ordered a pizza, which I was just tired. I was already planning I was gonna get me something to eat. I didn't know exactly what yet, but I decided after I finally made my delivery, I was like, you know what? I could have unhooked. I was empty. I could have unhooked and left the trailer there for 30 minutes to an hour and went and got something bobtailed. But I just didn't feel like it, man. I hadn't been getting much sleep here the last couple of nights because I've just been rolling, doing my 10-hour break and rolling. And so I just went ahead and ordered me a pizza. And, you know, it's kind of expensive to get it delivered to you, but like today, I'm not spending no money because I ate the rest of my pizza. So now tomorrow, like I said, my tentative plan tomorrow is I'm gonna spend the night in Vegas and I'm gonna eat at a buffet, or I'll eat at
speed limit reduced ahead.
There's an In-N-Out burger right there close to the truck stop. I might eat there. We'll see. But eventually, I got to get back to a grocery store.
Curve ahead. 2 miles. Turn left on. North 1000 west. T252.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, these streets out here in Utah, man, they'll mess you up. It'll be like this street is North 1000 west. You know, yesterday I'm trying to tell the pizza delivery where to meet me at. I give them the address to the FedEx facility, which I knew I didn't want them going all the way to the guard shack. But of course, I also wanted them to know where the entrance was, where I was parked outside of the facility. So I told them, I said, look, call me. Because I know the first time I went there, I had that problem. So I said, have the driver call me when they're on their way. So I'm telling the girl, and she's from around there. I ain't even from around there. But I know how to get in there. I know how to get right. I know how to explain, you know. I guess she missed the first turn, had to come back around. Yes, ma'am. She had to turn around, and then when she finally got over to me, she said, oh, I'm not that good with directions. But she's a delivery driver. What the hell? And the pizza place was only about 2.5, 3 miles from there. Well, whatever. You know what I mean? You know, some people aren't very good with directions. But she would have had a hell of a time finding me had I not said, hey, call me. You know, she would have definitely, and then my pizza would have been cold. So, like I said, you gotta use sense, man. You have to use sense. can't be retarded. We're back at the cut back here. This is a food plant.
In a half mile, turn left on 1000 West, UT 252.
Oh, good. They got a scale. Looks like there's a scale right here by the store. I can scale this load before I pull out of here. Oh, there go the sheriff's complex. I can scale this load because, man, I picked up at Morton Salt over here in Utah one time, and man, they had me loaded.
Turn left on 1000 West, UT 252.
They had me loaded to the gills, man. Man, that load was so heavy. And then, you know, my total weight was good, you know, once I got to the scale, but I couldn't quite get my axles where they needed to be legal in California, you know. You got the bridge laws that you have to follow as well as your weight limits. And I couldn't get it right at 10 feet where it should have been, or at 40 foot, 10 feet off the back of the trailer. And I had to roll with it, man. I had no choice, you know. I was on down the road, and I had to make the delivery time, so I had to take a chance and get it on down the road there. But you know, you gotta use sense. Oh, looks like we got safety training coming up for fourth quarter. Got to take care of that. All right, let's see. We're 1.2 miles out. Looks like. Oh, we ain't gonna make the light. Slow it down. Slow it down. So it looks like they got a scale right there. Yeah, they got a scale. So there's probably a bunch of businesses around here that load trucks. I've seen a few trucks here. Yeah, make sure that weight's right, because if it ain't, then you got to go back. You got to go back. We ain't gonna make it. You got to go back, and they'll have to take some weight off it or reload it. Now, I've had that happen before. Man, that sucks. I loaded this load one time in Georgia. Luckily, there was a scale 2-3 miles down the road, but I had to keep going back and back and back. And finally, the last time, I said, look, man, y'all going to take some weight off there or something. And it was a load of water going to Biloxi, Mississippi. It was either right before a hurricane come through there or right after. And normally, you know, they know how much to load on these trucks. They do it every day, especially a water plant. They're loading the same stuff on there. But because the customer requested the pallets be turned a certain way so they could offload it with one of those lulls. It's got the big boom arm on it. It reaches in. Because they needed it loaded specifically for that to be unloaded, they had to turn the pallets. Well, believe it or not, the way they had to turn the pallets and load it, it changed, you know, how you could load it and everything. So,
approaching destination in 1 mile on the left side.
We're coming up on it here. Let's get on the left lane. So yeah, it was frustrating. You know, that was the only load I ever scaled 4 or 5 times, and I still didn't get it right. I finally rolled with it, man. I couldn't get the axles to where I needed to have them at, and it just sucked, man. You know, it just sucked, man. It wears you out. Then you got to turn around and drive, or shut down until it's time to move on the next morning or whatever. And I'm telling you, man, you work hard for your money when you're going through there. So we're gonna go ahead and kill it right here. Get on over here and get this load. We got a little traffic jam here. Just came up on it. Been riding pretty good all the way through. We got loaded last night at in Logan, Utah. Took about 3 hours from start to finish. From the time I checked in to the time I closed my doors and departed. I took it on back down to North Salt Lake, spent the night. Well, I say spent the night, I only slept about 4 hours. I said, let me get the hell out of here in the morning. So I got up at 2, pulled out of there at 3, which is what I like to do. If I can. Can't always do it though. Let's see what else. We were gonna stay in Vegas, but I called the broker and they said the appointment's for 7:30 tomorrow morning, so it just wasn't gonna work out this time. 4 hours of sleep, and then I gotta be there by 7:30 in the morning. So I decided to go ahead and push on. We're gonna spend the night over here in Barstow. There's a Chipotle right there. There's a In-N-Out burger. There's a few little places. There's a real nice Panera bread there. So we're gonna eat at one of them. And then I don't know if I'm gonna head out tonight. We'll only be about an hour and a half from delivery once we get to Barstow. So I don't know if I'm gonna leave out tonight and beat that traffic, or if I'm gonna wait until 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm not sure yet. I want to get over here to Barstow. I got to get fuel. I want to get parked, which we're good. We'll get there around 1:30. I want to get something to eat. And then at some point today, I got to lay down, man. I'm tired. Today's going to be another 600-mile run. I don't have a pre-assignment. Usually when I come to Cali, I got a pre-assignment. I don't know what's going on with that. Normally, sometimes I'll get one when I leave. When I leave to come out west, I already got a pre-assignment. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe they'll give me something today. Maybe they'll give me something for the day ends, or give me something tomorrow when I get empty. Hopefully this traffic ain't gonna hold us up too long. I don't know what's going on there.